Hey everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're doing an in-studio review of this, which is the Schrade SCH601Ti. Let me give you some of the specs. First off, your blade is titanium coated D2 high carbon stainless steel. It is a drop point blade with recurve. To deploy the knife, you're going to be using either one of the ambidextrous thumb studs or the index flipper, and I'll show you all those in a moment. As far as your handle, it's machine textured titanium. It does have a pocket clip, and I'll show you that in a minute as well. Your length is 8 inches from end to end when it's opened, 4.6 for the handle, and 3.4 for the blade. Here's what it looks like up close. You can see your drop point blade and recurve, very nice there. There's the handle, and coming back the other way. Pocket clip. Because the blade does have some heft, it is pretty easy to open it. Here it is with the thumb stud. Swings out quite quickly. I have noticed with the flipper, you do need to flick the wrist a little bit. At this point, I think if you cleaned up your access point here and maybe put a little more lube in there, it would be able to flip open more easily. But it certainly doesn't take a huge flick of the wrist. It still opens quite easily with just a little bit of English there. It is a frame lock. And some people are not a huge fan of frame locks. You can see though, looking here, it does, it's quite solid for the lockup. I've seen other ones that, are barely on the edge like this. This one just naturally, when you open it up, it gets a good solid lockup there. And you can also see, just looking at the thickness of this portion of the frame, it's just a lot of, you got a lot of real estate locking up the blade there, as you can see. Over here on this side, you do have a pocket clip, 3 different screws or bolts that keep it in place, and you can't flip that to either side, up or down, so it is going to be tip down carry for the right side. As you can see, the handle is textured on both sides, and I do find it gives you quite good grip on the knife when you're using it. The finger actuator, so this flipper here, when you open the blade, that'll swing through, and now it becomes a finger guard for your index finger, and so you've got a groove there, a groove here, and then the last location for your other 2 fingers. And this gives you a little bit more of kind of a choil effect on that first finger. There is jimping here, and then jimping up top when you're using the blade to give you a little bit more control as well. So recurve blade, why have one? What does it do? Let me first say overall, just as far as the function, it's not extremely difficult to use, and if you have a recurve blade versus just a normal straight blade, it's not hard to figure out. So you can still cut rope, you can still make shavings for fire, things like that. The idea behind a recurve blade is that particularly for free hanging objects or free hanging materials, say rope or twine, vines, things like that, that this blade will kind of draw that material in as you're actually cutting it. So there's kind of there's the physics to it and the science to it, which is if you want to dig into it, you can certainly do that. Get onto some of the blade forums out there, and you can do some research. But the general concept is, particularly for free hanging materials, that this is going to be a more effective way, a more efficient way to cut. If you check out my review from Spyderco 2013 at SHOT Show, you'll see Michael Janis there talking about one of their blades that is significantly recurved. And that blade was actually used in cutting competitions where they cut things like rope, amongst other things. But that recurve blade, that's the main concept behind it. And again, you can use it in a variety of different fashions. It's not really going to affect the function as compared to just a straight edge blade. As I close out here, I want to encourage you to head over to Gideon's Tactical, and I put a link down below to his review of the Schrade SCH601Ti. And he really puts the knife through the paces, cuts a lot of different materials, so you can see that knife in use by heading over to Gideon's Tactical. If you're looking for a knife that is definitely unique looking and offers you some cool features with that titanium and that recurve blade, this could be a cool knife for you. Again, the Schrade SCH601Ti. Check it out. If you're interested, you can find it online and at various local retailers. Thanks as always for checking out our reviews. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids here on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check us out on Tumblr. Take care.